Na sziasztok, ismét egy kis NBA 2K20.
Clark really propelled them.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, it got their confidence up and gave them the kind of swagger you like to see in the team.
Yeah, gave them the edge for sure because look at the opponents. I mean, they are kind of down themselves right now. The body language, not where it needs to be. So with Gay on the bench, here's on the floor looks for Lionel Hollins. Randolph and Gasol together inside. Ish Smith is out there with Tony Allen. And it's Battier in at the three, the small forward. That's good. 6 points for Bynum. Here's Smith. Allen outside. He's covered by Brown. Allen dishes to Smith. Over Bynum. Battier with it. Allen passes to Smith. Smith right side. Dishes to Gasol. Guarded down by Andrew Bynum. Clock at 6. Smith kicks to Gasol. Goes back up. The shot misses. And the Lakers go with it the other way. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
And what really hurt them in that game was their defense. They were very, very lackadaisical at that end of the court.
Well, I would agree with that. I'd give you that. I mean, they didn't play with the kind of energy and emotion they needed, but I wonder about the defensive scheme. I mean, in general, the coaching staff did very little to adjust to what the other team was doing.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Terrell Arthur, he's checked in for Gasol. Mayo comes in for Tony Allen. And it's Conley in for Ish Smith. And he's unable to convert here on the three-point play.
I thought Shannon Brown made so much improvement last season, guys. He scored well, and he worked really hard to improve his weaknesses, which were his ball handling and his outside shooting, so he became much more of a complete player.
Well, it's an empty possession when you're that loose with the basketball.
Randolph kicks to Conley. Out of bounds. No keep possession. Here's what Memphis has lined up on their schedule. They'll be off to Charlotte for a meeting with the Bobcats after this one. That's game one of a 3-game road trip. Here's Mayo. Here's Conley. Arthur dishes to Mayo. Pass to Randolph. 5 on the clock. From 20 feet out. And there's O.J. Mayo on the assist by Randolph. That's 12 points for O.J. Mayo.
Steve, I agree with you in terms of Shannon Brown's improvement, how hard he worked on those weak areas, handling the ball better, working more on the shot. I mean, the physical gifts were always there. Strong, tremendously athletic. I give him a lot of credit for working to make the most of that natural ability that he had.
Well, that's great. You take advantage of that turnover and convert it the other end.
Absolutely. I mean, points off turnovers this time generated off the steal.
And the Grizzlies with some changes. Marc Gasol's checked in for Randolph. Poe comes in for Terrell Arthur. And Rudy Gay is subbed in for Shane Battier. The Lakers also making some changes. Derek Carricker, he's checked in for Gasol. Kobe comes in for Shannon Brown. And Derek Fisher is subbed in for Steve Blake. And the Grizzlies leading by 11. And here's Conley. Gasol inside. He's guarded by Bynum. A nice shot by Gasol.
Well, they are really getting chewed up inside here. I mean, that's 8 of the last 10 points they've given up inside, in the paint.
Yeah, and the paint should be sacred ground for a defense. I mean, you can't let anybody just trot in there and get an easy bucket.
And that one's good by Kobe.
He's so graceful around the rim. Sometimes you forget how strong he is.
Fisher against Conley. He feeds it to Poe. Outside Mayo. Launches it. A rebound by Kobe Bryant. Lakers trail by 11. Kicks it to Carricker. Over Mayo. Carricker with the bucket.
Yeah, they are just lighting him up from mid-range area.
You know, sometimes we forget about the value of the mid-range or in-between game. This team has made 8 of their last 10 with that shot, the in-between shot.
Timeout call, the Grizzlies. They're winning by 9. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter. Zach Randolph's checked in for Leon Poe. The Lakers also changing it up. Saul comes in for Andrew Bynum. And it's Devin Evans in for Derek Carrigan. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. During that last break, I heard Lionel Hollins as he addressed his team. He said nobody but us believed we'd be in this position, and here we are. I'm proud of you guys tonight. Now go finish this thing off.
Thanks, Doris. Here's Kobe. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on Rudy Gay.
I like how this guy.
Well, how about Kobe in this one? 25 points and 2 steals. This is some performance we're witnessing out of him.
This is a night to remember for sure, guys.
First free throw, listen for him.
Vero, nem akadtam majd a labdát.
Sinks the second, and that brings them within 8.
They can't afford too many missed free throws, Cam. They need every point they can get.
Conley against Fisher. Conley, the pass to Randolph. Right side, Randolph. And Gasol sends it back. Lakers trail by 8. It's one-on-one. Zach Randolph covering. Bryant. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the lead. Kobe's got 5 points now this quarter. Guys, we have seen them with a lot of good ball movement.
Well, you like the smooth operating they're showing you here. I mean, things are clicking, and more importantly, it makes them tough to defend.
There's no agenda. The ball's just moving to whoever is open. And as a result, they've kind of developed a clicking kind of pace to their game. It's been fun to watch.
Less than 1 minute left. Stolen by Artest.
Well, that's a really slick move to come up with that steal.
Gives him a lead pass. Straight up. He gathers. Nails it. And now they trail by just 4.
They are closing in here. Their offense heating up.
Well, they want to maintain contact, and after this nice run here, they made up some ground, and they're right where they want to be.
Basket here in this game may be all over.
Yeah, main priority now has to be take care of the ball and use up some clock.
Fisher against Conley. Fisher gets called for the reach. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to free throw line.
Second team foul. 2 shots.
Féltek, hogy már 4 pontot leragozom, mi?
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. Gets them both to 6-point ball game.
Big foul there. He hits the clutch free throws and adds their lead.
Timeout called the Lakers. They're trailing by 6. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Persze, nem látom, baszni.
24 seconds left in the game. Artest. Buries it. And now they trail by just 4.
Well, he's smart. He's getting good shots, and he's knocking them down.
And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Now they're just trying to stretch this game out, so good foul there. Stop the clock.
Yeah, good solid foul because with the scoring time as it is, that's really their only option.
It's the first that puts them up by 5.
Nem tudtam még kell, hogy nekik az őkérfőtön éppen nem láttam. Valamikor biztos lehetni.
Perfect from the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Talk about a clutch free throw catch. That one just might have sealed the game.
And the Lakers call time here. They're down by 6. 15 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, what do you think?
Well, there's a little bit of time here to play with, so a 3 and a quick foul could make things interesting.
Very much so. Either way you cut it, they're going to need a pair of threes and some help at the other end as well.
Here's Fisher. Outside Odom. Here's Kobe. Yes!
Gyertek már visszafele. A faszom nincs. Hát.
9 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
De én nem akartam, hogy látni színnézni rá. Miért kell lefogni őket ilyenkor? És jobb az, hogy minket ősznek.
Sinks the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
Így is semmit sem érek vele. Azt mondom, tényleg egy büntetőztetik.
2 for 2, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Huge free throws there, Kevin. He just put this game out of reach.
Odom kicks to Kobe. Over Mayo. Off on Allen. So it's Memphis picking up the win. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Arnold. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan Player of the Game, O.J. Mayo.
Szinte rengeteg gyorsan indítani, pont egy néha vagy. Mert a kamera átváltott, addigra lefülelt egy ellenféle passzit. Ez dobott 14 pont, 2 assziszt, 4 lepattanó és egy labdalopás. Bár már haladást nem annyira kaptam ki, mint az elejéből. A ténye nem változtat, hogy most se tudok nyerni. Az Oakland lesz a következő. Oklahoma Thunder.
This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Welcome, fans. And a terrific NBA season continues to take shape. It'll be Andrew Bynum and the Los Angeles Lakers facing off against Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder. See you soon.
It's NBA action on 2K Sports. Hi everyone, this is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And our good friend Doris Burke will join us from the sidelines. Thanks for tuning in. Thrilled to be back in Oklahoma City. The Thunder ready for that home court advantage. They went to Los Angeles for their last meeting with the Lakers and came out with a victory.
Yeah, and on the offensive end, I thought all the pieces fit together almost perfectly for them.
Well, I certainly got to agree with that, Steve. I mean, they were really working well together when they had the ball, and that's always the sign of a team that has good chemistry.
Now let's check out our starters for the Los Angeles Lakers. Kobe and Artest, the wingmen. Powell and Bynum filling up the middle. And it's Fisher in the point. And for Oklahoma City, Durant, Ibaka, and Perkins compose the front court. Westbrook and Harden in the backcourt. Perkins against Bynum. That misses, so no good on his first attempt of the night.
I thought Kevin Durant did a nice job last year of cutting down on his turnovers and becoming a more efficient offensive player. And that's important for him to continue to improve as he goes on in his career.
To the paint, goes up, and Kobe the bucket with the assist by Gasol.
That's why you push the ball. You score before the defense has a chance to set up.
Exactly. They had the defense on its heels that time.
We'll go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Mike Brown. What's the news there, Doris?
Yes, Kevin, he said we're a very clever team without the ball, and I'm betting we force our share of turnovers in the open floor and take them right out of their game plan. Obviously, no shortage of confidence about their defensive capabilities, guys.
Thanks, Doris. So Clark and Steve, defense, it looks like coming first for them today.
And while you don't really want to put all of your cookies in one jar, I mean, I think emphasis on defense is a way to go.
Yeah, I'd agree, because if you come out and establish the defense right away, it kind of sets the tone, and you really kind of take control of that game emotionally.
Again, Durant missing. You know, Steve, speaking of Durant cutting down on his turnovers, he's still working on his playmaking and increasing his assist numbers. He said he takes great pride in that number growing over his career.
Yeah, Kevin, and that's the next step, I think, in his development when you look at him. I mean, he could attract so much attention because he is such a prolific scorer. As a result, he'll have a chance to create a lot of opportunities and easy shots for his teammates, and he'll develop that part of his game, I'm sure.
And that one misses.
Well, I thought last season was a tough one for Ron Artest. I mean, he struggled with the shot. Even his defense was a little subpar and not as consistent as we've seen in the past.
So he comes up empty, missing both. And Clark, for Artest last season, as he struggled, some of the coaches' critiques played out in the media. Steve, I don't think Ron appreciated that very much.
No, there was even a rumor that he might have wanted to trade prior to the All-Star break, but fortunately for LA and for Artest, he started to play much better after the All-Star break. He got more consistent and finished strong, and he's still a guy who can help the Lakers just with his physical play and his toughness.
And the first one drops.
Kevin, a big part of Westbrook's development was his improved jump shot. I mean, he forced guards to come out and guard him on the perimeter, and with his speed, that's a tough cover.
And so Westbrook makes them both. Clarky brought up Westbrook. If he can extend his range even further this year to the three-point line, Steve, he could see a jump in production like, say, Derrick Rose saw last year for Chicago.
Well, if Russell Westbrook starts making three-pointers, forget it. I mean, there will be nothing you can do, because now all of a sudden he's got the defense on a string. They have to react to him all the way to the perimeter, and now he's just blowing by everybody for dunks.
He faces a Durant. Kobe with the steal. And here's the Lakers. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
And a big key to the loss, to me, was how poorly they shot their free throws. They just didn't make the most of their opportunities at the line.
They sure didn't. I'm not sure if it was a lack of concentration or confidence or a combination of the two, but they never looked settled at the strike.
First free throw is good.
Well, you talk about Pau Gasol, you think about the luxury of having a 7-footer who can play the power forward or center spot. He's really the key to that Laker front line.
Both free throws good from Gasol. And going back to the versatility of Pau Gasol. So skilled, he can pass, shoot, handle the ball, and do it all.
You know, we really haven't seen many players of his size, Kevin, with that wide array of talent. I mean, he'd be a really good player if he was only 6'4".
Yeah, he would.
That's how skilled he is.
Now here's Durant. 32 points for him last game against San Antonio. And that one's good. Westbrook. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
Yeah, 5 times already when the lead has changed.
Here's Kobe. And the Lakers with another miss. And it's the Thunder with the ball.
You know, the Thunder guys showed their talent in the playoffs last season. I think that devastating loss to Dallas in Game 4 of the conference finals was where they finally kind of caved in.
No problems knocking that one down. Here's Fisher. Pau Gasol.
Oh, yeah, damn, I'll do it.
And the rejection by Ibaka. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
It's going to be on Kobe Bryant. Good foul. Make him earn the free throws. Don't let this team dunk.
I like that. That's a smart foul. I mean, it's a lot easier to dunk it than it is to hit 2 free throws. Make him earn them at the strike.
And he makes the first.
And Clark, you mentioned Game 4 of that Oklahoma City-Dallas series, a 15-point lead for the Thunder with 5 minutes left in the game. Dallas came back and forced overtime.
And I remember the Thunder's incredible fans, even amidst the most heartbreaking loss of the season. They were chanting OKC, OKC till the bitter end. They have diehard support there in Oklahoma City.
That one misses.
They talk about that great front court depth for the Lakers, all that length, rebounding, their ability to really crash the glass. And they were actually the 5th best rebounding team in the NBA last year in terms of rebounding differential.
The Thunder with the lead. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
Well, I got away from them there at the end, but the fact that they kept it as close as they did for as long as they did says a little something about the effort they put forth.
Yeah, Steve, I hear you on that. They wanted this one, and I don't think they're settling and too happy about moral victories here.
Steve, you were talking about that differential, 2.5 extra possessions in their favor because of it. And Clark, for the Lakers, already a very good team offensive, that rebounding advantage, those extra possessions, more often than not, lead to a basket.
Well, they've got such tremendous size. When you look at Pau Gasol and throw in Lamar Odom, I mean, those guys are long, really good rebounders at both ends, but particularly on the offensive glass. And you know, anytime you get an offensive rebound, usually those defenders are scrambling, and you're going to be able to get a high-quality shot.
And Andrew Bynum, a guy who has been hit with injuries throughout his career.
But when he's healthy, the Lakers are so tough to beat because of the length and size that Bynum and Gasol provide for that front line.
And the Thunder making a change here. Cephalosha's checked in. No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. And last season, there were a few grumbles, Steve, after Bynum missed the first month and a half of the season. You see, Bynum had delayed surgery after the finals, Clark, so that he could go to the World Cup soccer.
Well, when you're a pro basketball player, that has to be your first priority. I'm a big-time soccer fan myself, but Bynum may have made a boo-boo there.
Yep.
Yeah, but he was ready to go come playoff time, and, you know, that's kind of the Lakers' go-to philosophy. Just be ready when the playoffs show up. And he did play pretty well in the postseason.
Here's Harden on the wing, guarded by Kobe. Takes the 3. Here's Ibaka. A strong effort for the rebound. Gets the second chance points. There's 45 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Kobe against Harden. Gasol passes to Bynum. Here's Blake. Good from 11 feet out. Blake's got his first basket of the night. Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times. So No one in clear control yet.
I think both teams feel like they can win. They both have confidence. So we'll see which team can kind of ride the momentum and take control of this game.
And that one's good. Here's Kobe. He's coming off a 34-point game against Memphis. It's good. He drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. Both teams will make substitutions.
Shooting for Los Angeles. Kobe Mills. Shooting 1.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. So here's Westbrook. From deep three-point range. And so both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. Lakers ahead of 1.
And they're really keen.
Ezen essük már túl ezek.
Well, for the tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here.
Valaki miért válaszol nyilvás számot magának, messz számot?
So here's Westbrook.
Well, you know, the Thunder have one heck of a home court advantage here in Oklahoma City. I mean, they don't call it Loud City.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for the Lakers right now, Odom at the 4 and Powell at the 5. Derek Fisher out there with Brown, and it's Artest in at the 3. And he's able to get it back. And that one's good, Durant. Here's Fisher. Outside Gasol. Over Perkins. Gasol, no good. The Thunder last season 30-11 on their home floor, but this crowd has been back in the building even when they had the 4th worst record in the NBA.
Well, Oklahoma City is a one-sport town, a one-team town, Kevin. The only major sports team there, and the fans so passionate there, and they're very fortunate to have a talented young club to follow and to support. And it's going to be very interesting to see how this team develops over the next few years. They've got a great home court advantage.
Artest against Westbrook. Durant for 3, and that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists now in this one. The Lakers trade. They host the Kings after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Here's Artest. Drops in the layup for 2. Artest's got his first bucket in this one.
I can imagine they're going to hear an earful about this next stop. I mean, that's 3 straight field goals given up right in the middle of the lane. Inexcusable.
Well, defense starts at the rim. You want teams shooting the ball from the outside, and that's not happening. They're just giving up everything inside.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
Well, Ron Artest has become such an enigma in this league over the years. He's a great player at times, but frequently loses his focus. But when he's on, when he's playing with a purpose and with intensity, he is really something.
For the Thunder, Serge Ibaka was checked in for Collison. And it's Harden in for Daquan Cook. And then for the Lakers, Devin Ebanks, he's checked in for Odom. And Kobe is subbed in for Shannon Brown. Here's Westbrook. Last game out, we saw him pour in 42. From about 16, they get it back.
Mi volt már megint? Azt megint el nem fut. Az itt.
And the Lakers have possession. And Ron Artest, guys, probably the most unpredictable, quotable player in the league. A colorful player, no doubt.
Yeah, no question about it. Spontaneous would be another word I would throw. We enjoyed him in Indianapolis when he was there. He obviously has had some bumps during the course of his career, but at his core, good-natured. Couldn't have been happier for a player than when I saw him have the game he had in Game 7 when the Lakers won that championship in 2010. But you're right, he is a colorful, spontaneous, good-hearted guy.
And he's won awards from the league, from the people that cover the league, for what he has done in the community since that flare-up back in the early part of the decade.
Yes, that's exactly right. And again, that speaks to his growth and the intentions of his heart, and the fact that he started to manage some of the anger management issues that he had in the past.
And he can't hit the second.
And one of the things you like about the Lakers, their ability to go out on the road and win. In fact, last season, they were 27-14 away from Staples Center. And again, the lead changes hands.
Yep, back and forth we go, Steve. I mean, back and forth, neither side caving in.
That's like a Hail Mary pass in football.
And slam dunk. Now the spike slam cam for the replay.
Went to the windmill dunk to turn this place on its head. I love it.
This crowd is stunned.
And they should be, Kevin. That was one elaborate finish.
Lakers trail by 5. Here's Kobe. Yep, it's good. Kobe's got 11 points.
Well, last time Mike Brown coached in the NBA was with the 2010 Cavaliers. LeBron James' last year with Cleveland. Mike Brown had a pretty good record with the Cavs. He even won Coach of the Year in 2009.
Harden, that's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. The Lakers on offense, trailing by 5. Kobe against Harden. Kobe with it. He's got 11. From deep. It's hauled in by Kevin Durant. We're getting back to Brown for just a second. Clark, a couple of 60-win teams under his watch, while in Cleveland, of course, LeBron James is there with him.
Yeah, exactly, and that bodes well going forward. Unfortunately, he was not able to translate those 60-win seasons into a championship. But there are a lot of factors that come into winning a championship. I don't think you can disparage Mike Brown at all, because he did a terrific job in getting those teams to the level he got them to, and that experience will serve him well as he tries to help the Lakers win another championship.
First one falls for him.
How about Kevin Durant for Oklahoma City? So low maintenance. Signed that long-term extension with the Thunder. Doesn't mind playing in a smaller market. Just wants to play basketball and win games.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Collison comes in for Serge Ibaka. And Tavo Cephalosha subbed in for James Harden. Durant hits them both. Steve, you mentioned Kevin Durant's extension with the Oklahoma City Thunder in a summer that saw all the fanfare around LeBron's decision. He's moved to Miami. Durant's new contract, absolutely a low-key affair.
And that's his personality. The young fellas say, do you or be me. That's what you got to do. Not a big showman. That's not his nature. Loves the game, hangs out in the gym, homebody, works at it, gets home, gets off his feet. I mean, he's high performance, low maintenance. You love that.
Odom down low. He's covered by Westbrook. Odom's shot, good. 1:02 left here in the second. Now here's Westbrook. He's guarded closely. Guarded by Blake. Westbrook, no good.
This just has not been his day so far. I'd like to see a 2-for-1 situation here, Clark.
I agree. I think it's always good to give yourself that last shot.
Westbrook against Kobe. And the rejection by Perkins. The Thunder leading by 3. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Westbrook kicks to Cephalosha. And it's blocked. So it's the Lakers now. It's a 3-point game. Here's Kobe. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Taking a look at Oklahoma City, right there in 5th position. Back in the conference. And of course the Lakers, way down the ladder.
You know, checking out Oklahoma City, they've got to be happy with how things have gone for them. I mean, they haven't suffered a deep drop-off, and they're still the good, solid team they were a year ago.
Yeah, but they haven't taken a step forward either. And I thought maybe they would. I mean, to me, this has been maybe a little bit disappointing. They're not in bad position. I just thought they'd be better, Clark.
He makes 1 of 2 that time. And here comes Robinson, averaging 9 points per contest. He kicks to Collison. It's stolen by Odom. And they're running. Makes the lead pass. Cephalosha gets a hand on it.
Take a look at what Harden's been doing. He has 8 points, and he's hit 2 shots from beyond the arc.
Now, Clark, that productivity from long range gives him a nice balance offensively.
Back in the from Oklahoma City.
50-50, let's run it. And then block.
It's a Wednesday night edition of the 8.
Ja, van eszünkről hülyeségeink, de...
The Grizzlies battling in a close one again.
Ja, annyi baromság van tele.
And it's been a back and forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Here's Westbrook.
Well, the Lakers had another good regular season a year ago, and they were tough against the Western Conference opponents. They went 36-16 in their conference.
Durant, Ibaka, and Perkins compose the front court. Westbrook and Harden in the backcourt. That's the room for Scott Brooks getting going here in the second half. Clock at 6. A rebound by the Lakers. Kobe's got his 4th rebound in this one. Plenty of tough teams in the West and Steve in the East, like you were talking about. But really, Clark, when you canvass the landscape of the NBA, none tougher than the Lakers.
Well, you know, they've got that confidence-building championship hardware that you can't ever overestimate. They don't fear anybody, and actually, if anything, they've been known to look past the team now and again. But in the Western Conference, you better be ready to play each and every time you tie those shoes up.
Open look. Fired short, but gets the kind roll and goes in. Kobe's got 16. The Thunder with the lead. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
I think Coach saw a couple of things he wanted to correct. You got to make sure everyone's following the game plan. You know, fellas, this Oklahoma City team is built the right way. I mean, been done with patience through the draft. I mean, you got to have some good fortune there when you're talking about the draft. The money's been spent wisely. And now I think they're starting to approach the finished product, the team capable of winning NBA titles for years to come. Certainly they'll be contending for them, you would think.
Sure. Matt Barnes is checked in for the Lakers. With the buzz in the action, let's bring you the list of teams that have been lighting it up over the last 10 games. Number 1, the Thunder.
Well, this is only a trend over a few games out of a very, very long season. But the coach has got to be pleased that his team has been able to score big with some consistency.
Here's Westbrook. He has 6. Kicks it to Durant. Harden with a screen on Artest. Westbrook against Fisher. 6 on the shot clock. With 1 on the clock. Second shot opportunity.
He has yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
Stolen by Harden. Picked up by Artest. Here's Perkins. Shot is blocked. The Lakers trail. And here's Artest. Passes it to Barnes. To tie. And the rejection by Ibaka. And it's Oklahoma City's ball. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And, you know, one of the reasons Oklahoma City traded for Kendrick Perkins last season was it allowed them to sign Serge Ibaka to the starting power forward role. And he's ready. A long, athletic defender at 6'10". He's a really good player.
The free throw drops from Ibaka. Speaking of Serge Ibaka, we picked up the game late in life, and he's still developing his awareness, certainly on offense.
Yeah, I think you'd have to call him a raw prospect offensively. And that being said, Kevin, he's got pretty good form on that jump shot, and it does go in. So he's got a nice foundation to build on.
So he gets them both.
Look, I mean, the Thunder 2 seasons ago managed to give the Lakers a run for their money in the first round, but in this last season's playoff, they put the league on notice that their sights were and are much higher.
That's good.
Boy, I like the rugged work on the inside that led to that very easy putback. That's going after it there, guys.
Westbrook against Fisher. Feeds to Durant. Picked up by Artest. Now, here is Harden. 10 points for him. And it's going to be a 3-second call. I think parts around the league, the Thunder have been held up as the example how you build a contender from the ground up. They certainly, Steve, lived up to that phrase about this past season.
Yeah, they really seem to have all the pieces that a team needs to contend for a championship. Star player, and Kevin Durant, great point guard, and Russell Westbrook. They've got complementary pieces as well. And now it's just a matter of letting this team grow and move forward together.
Again, the miss by Kobe.
Solid advantage in the rebounding totals for them so far here.
You know, in every game, but particularly in a close game, every little advantage you can use helps, and they're certainly enjoying one on the glass here.
Ibaka in the post. Bynum. And there's Ibaka. That's good on the assist by Westbrook. Westbrook's got 6 assists in the game. Lakers trail by 4. That's good from Bynum on the assist by Odom. Bynum's got his first bucket of the night.
Scott Brooks, winner of the 2010 Coach of the Year award. He and, of course, Kevin Durant have been a big reason why the Thunder have moved up the ladder to become one of the league's elite teams.
Left side, Westbrook. Muhammad inside. He's guarded by Bynum. And there's the 3-second violation. And here's the upcoming schedule for the Thunder. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. And the Thunder with some changes. Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for Muhammad. Cephalosha comes in for Kevin Durant. And Nate Robinson is subbed in for Russell Westbrook. And then for the Lakers, Artest comes in for Luke Walton. And it's Brown in for Kobe. Bynum inside. And he hits it to tie the game up. Bynum's got 4 points now in the quarter. Back to Brooks for a second. It's been amazing to see him transform his team from what they were, Steve, to what they are now.
Well, every year they've taken steps forward. And now they're poised to become one of the elite teams in the league. It gets a lot tougher, though, from here on out. The honeymoon is over, and it's time for them to get to that elite level. They've got to get better. They have to make some internal improvement.
Robinson against Fisher. Over Robinson. And the rebound goes to Nate Robinson. And here's the fast break. Cephalosha kicks to Harden. There's the block. But they'll get another chance. Another shot. Here's Ibaka. The Pistons pays off as they finally hit a shot.
Che cosa succede qui?
Here's Odom. Over Ibaka. The shot by Odom, no good. The Thunder leading by 4.
Smart call here. They'll play for one shot.
That's right. Try to get the last shot in the quarter here, Steve.
G2 from Robinson. Top of the key jumper, no good. Now Fisher with 1 on the clock. And no good trying to get that one. The points coming in bunches as we ramp up the third quarter. It's been a good one. One of the
They are hátra. Egy ponttal előtte, utána 2-vel vezettek ellen, most nem 4-vel. Már ledolgoztam is.
Now let's check in with Doris Burke for our Sprite Spark of the game. Doris?
Kevin, for that great stretch the Thunder put together, they get the Sprite Spark Award. They were as tough a defensive team as we've seen the second quarter, and they've had an answer for everything they've had thrown their way. That effort is the main reason they built the lead they have. We'll see if it can continue, guys.
Great stuff as always, Doris. Thank you. That was the game's critical point.
Yeah, I agree with you. I really think it was. I mean, it really tipped things in their favor. No doubt about it.
Now that's going to happen to you when you keep piling up those points and you get on a run like that.
And on the court for the Lakers to start the fourth. Howe and Bynum filling up the middle. Kobe is out there with Brown. It's Barnes in at the 3 spot. Unload from 9. The shot misses. Some sound defense from Robinson.
Another board, just continuing to add to that big rebound margin.
And it's a bit ironic, guys. I mean, you would think the score wouldn't be so close the way they're dominating the glass. But this one is still in the battle.
Kobe misses.
Next round, 8 points after this.
The Thunder lead by 6. Outside Robinson. Got a piece of it. Bynum with the steal.
And you know, despite the number of turnovers, Kevin, they've still got the lead here.
Eventually, guys, you know those mistakes will come back and haunt you, so they've got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball.
You know, you wouldn't pin the point guard tag on him the way he throws it down like that.
No way!
Now, monster dunks like that, I mean, that's not just for big fellas, guys. I mean, the little guys can do that at times, too.
That was definitely worth a second look with our great Sprite Slam Cam.
You know what, the defender made a nice recovery there. It looked like he was beaten, but he still managed to challenge the shot.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Collison. Harden comes in for Cephalosha. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Nate Robinson. And then for the Lakers, Ron Artest is checked in for Barnes. Walton comes in for Kobe. And Derek Fisher is subbed in for Shannon Brown. It's Durant on the wing. Picked up by Artest. Back to Westbrook. Walton defending. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Ibaka. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Lakers trail by 8. And there's Luke Walton on the assist by Gasol. Gasol's got 3 assists tonight. Guys, we've seen them with a lot of good ball movement.
Well, you like the smooth operating they're showing you here. I mean, things are clicking, and more importantly, it makes them tough to defend.
Well, there's no agenda. The ball's just moving to whoever is open. And as a result, they've kind of developed a clicking kind of pace to their game. It's been fun to watch.
They're able to corral one there, but overall, they're minus 10 for the game. Really losing the battle of the board.
Here's our test. And Westbrook pulls it down. Westbrook's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
It seems like he tightens up, guys, when he gets close to the rim, especially with a defender nearby.
A 10-footer. A nice bounce off the right iron and down.
He's just playing so well across the board, guys.
Yep, I agree. I mean, that's exactly what his stats look like, definitely.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. I think you can point to the rebounding differential as a big reason for the loss here today.
Partner, there's no doubt about that.
No good on the free throw.
A telltale sign in this half has been their lack of free throw attempts.
They need to start battling and get into the line. Yeah, especially being down like they are right now. I mean, they really have to do anything they can to get some points on the board.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Kobe comes in for Luke Walton. And it's Brown in for Derek Fisher. And that trip coming up empty, missing both. That's a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, I agree. Got to use some clock here.
Westbrook dishes to Cook. Now Harden. Here's Fade. And a miss there on the triple.
Boy, I'm shocked he didn't make that one. He usually knocks that one down with ease.
The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. 6 points for Bynum.
Well, using his height advantage against the much smaller man, that was the right play to make there.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. Both teams deciding to change it up. A moment to check in with Doris Brooks. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, during that break, Coach Scott Brooks had some words for his team. He laid out a plan for them to run on the next possession and then said, but the real key is our defense. This game comes down to whether or not we can get stops. Guys, let's see if they can do exactly that.
Tipped.
That's such a tough catch when the ball is coming from that far away.
And it's Brown missing.
Just an enormous advantage for them on the boards.
Yeah, the key to the lead, to me, has been they've dominated the glass.
Shoots over Kobe. Lakers trail by 6. Here's Barnes. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. We've got 1:23 left in the fourth. Westbrook against Brown. Durant, the pass to Westbrook. Back to Durant. Shot clock at 6. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Westbrook. They get the rebound. Kobe against Harden. Ibaka against Odom. Perkins with it. A second chance effort. And it's Westbrook. Head time on the assist by Perkins. And the Thunder lead by 6. And the Lakers call time here. They trail by 6. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Devin Ebanks, he's checked in for Matt Barnes. There's 42 seconds left in the game. Kobe against Westbrook, but they recover it. Ebanks. And now they trail by just 4. Here's Westbrook. And that's an intentional foul. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Miért kell megfogni? Mikor ilyen kevés ide van a negyedik benne hátra.
6 the first one, and that puts them up by 5. Perfect from the line. It's a 6-point ball game.
Clutch free throws there. He drained them all to raise the lead.
Here's Kobe. Guys, this possession could decide their fate.
So that means they've got to be very careful with the basketball right now.
Buries it.
You know, to have somebody as dependable as he is on the offensive end, that's extremely invaluable to this team.
There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
not a lot of options there. They have to try to extend this game, so good foul.
Yeah, and if they can catch a break, they might still be able to tie this thing up, Steve.
Ezért nem érek semmit, bazd meg. Most így kevés az ide, ezt akkor egy szoros emberfogásra ellen.
It's the first that puts them up by 5.
Ennyire de mindig, ha rá van kosár.
Two for two. It's a 6-point ball game. Timeout call for the Lakers. They're losing by 6. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
I think they have to go for 3 right now, don't you, Clark?
Yeah, I don't think they have any choice but to go for the 3, Steve.
Hülye szóban van minden.
Well, Lakers this year.
Adjuk itt játszani.
Here's Brown. And there's Andrew Bynum on the assist by Brown.
Good job creating an easy
Nincs
bucket there.
szoros emberfogás.
Here's Westbrook. And now they foul and stop the clock.
Akkor velünk basztok ki, hogy nektek szoros emberfogásra kell menni. Hagytátok ma játszani nyugodtan, nem? Itt sose dolgozzuk le.
Good on the first, and then puts them
Mennyire
up by 5.
koszották volna itt, basztok. Csak velünk basztok ki, és lefogjátok őket.
Gets them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
And that'll do it, Kevin. Those last free throws were the icing on the cake.
And here comes Cody. Over Harden. Good.
Ismételem, nem fogjuk az embert. Szorosan.
Here is Harden. And they're going to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
Azt meg hát ezzel a hülyeséget kell kapni, csomag büntetet.
6 the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
Hosszét kell leszorítani minket. Hiába robom be, hogyha most büntetek.
He's off that time. Second free throw missing. They get a hand on it.
Wow, that was just a heave down court. I don't like their chances.
So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Horace Smith, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.
Az még neki áll, szoros emberfogás, hogy büntetéket kapjanak. Hát ekkora hülyesége. Annyira állnak arra, hogy lefogják őket. Az nem jó semmire taktika, az meg. Csak magunkat hozzuk úgy hátrányba.
Welcome to NBA Basketball. I'm Damon Bruce. We've got you covered here on 2K Sports, a Friday night NBA presentation. It'll be Tyreek Evans and the Sacramento Kings facing off against Kobe Bryant and the LA Lakers. And now let's toss it over to Kevin Harlan with the rest of the 2K crew. I'll catch you at the break.
Kettő, három, négy, öt, négy. Most még nem lehet beállítani, most az meg valamit beállít.
Hello, everyone. Kevin Harlan here with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg with Doris Burke on the sideline. There's nothing else like it. The NBA on 2K Sports. In the last meeting for these two teams, the Lakers came away with the win against Sacramento.
Yeah, it was just a terrific night. Shooting the ball, everything was going. They played very well offensively.
Steve, it's amazing what shot making can do and how it can carry over to the rest of the game.
So we'll look at our starting five for the Kings, brought to you by State Farm. Garcia is out there with Hickson. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Tyreek Evans. And it's Jeter in at point. And for the Lakers, Artest and Powell in the forward slots. Derek Fisher out there with Odom. And it's Kobe in at the 5, roaming the paint.
When you talk about that great front court depth for the Lakers, all that length, rebounding, their ability to really crash the glass. And they were actually the fifth best rebounding team in the NBA last year in terms of rebounding differential.
Gasol commits the loose ball foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
Here's Jeter. Cousins with it. Picked up by Kobe. Cousins the pass to Jeter.
Most én veszek szabálytalan? Igen.
Shooting for Sacramento. Eugene Jeter. Taking 2 shots.
Free throw, good, Jeter. So he gets them both. Here's Kobe. And he lays it straight in.
How about the body control, guys? He goes up strong, doesn't he?
Here's Jeter.
Now Kobe Bryant still chasing that 6th ring. And if he ends up getting it, he would tie Michael Jordan. Of course, Michael was always a tremendous inspiration for Kobe Bryant.
Here's Jeter, averaging 8 points a game. Garcia dishes to Jeter. Kicks it to Cousins. 6 on the shot clock. Puts it up. Hits the 15-footer. Stevie mentioned Kobe's still working toward those 6 rings. He's got 5 right now. But Kobe said, Clark, that, tying Jordan wasn't his motivation.
Do you believe that?
Well, I do think he wanted to help Phil Jackson go out on the right way. And that, of course, didn't work out.
Yeah, it did not work out, but I think it was a combination of factors. One, he obviously wants to do it because he wants to do it.
Yes.
But I don't think the Jordan piece is out of the equation and being one of the inspiring factors for trying to grab that sixth one. And, I mean, quite honestly, he's shown that he wants to try to win it every year.
Well, he's always compared to Jordan, and why wouldn't that just be a natural feeling anyway? You can't fault him.
Love that.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, thank you. Mike Brown and I got a chance to talk for a bit. He is quite aware of the shot blocking abilities on the other bench, but doesn't want to have his team change their game plan. He said it's okay to have a few shots turned away. If we start changing our offense or second-guessing shots, that is when their shot blockers start to be a major factor. Gentlemen?
Wonderful, Doris. Thanks for the report.
You know, that strong defense on the other side obviously has them a big concern.
Yeah, no question. And they're so good when you isolate them, they're going to really close you down. So you've got to keep player movement, ball movement, trying to get that defense on the move. That's the only way you're going to get good shots against this team. Well, it was a tough year for the Kings last season, but they do have a nice collection of young talent. When you look at Tyreek Evans, DeMarcus Cousins, Marcus Thornton made a nice impact as well.
Now here's Gasol. Following the miss by DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Kobe missing. On defense, the Lakers. Steve, back to what you mentioned. They have that much talent, and Cousins and Tyreek Evans. Clark, you just hope it pans out.
Well, again, I think it will. I mean, you've got two nice pieces to build around. Marcus Thornton is a pretty nice scorer. They've got some other players, Thompson. So they've got some guys that can make it happen. It's a matter of them growing and coming together. And when you've got a bunch of young players, it's one of the hardest things to give them the time to ferment and come together. So we'll see what happens.
And Gasol sends it back. And here is our 2K leaderboard. These teams have been on fire over the course of the past 10 games. The Lakers, number 1.
It's due to better shot selection lately, Kevin. They're taking their time to make sure the shots they take go in. Really good self-discipline there.
And the Lakers have possession. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
Yeah, that was a cold day for them from the three-point line. Instead of adjusting, they kept firing away from out there. I was surprised they didn't try to work the ball inside.
Yeah, I was too, but hindsight being 20/20, locking into the three-point shot and making that their weapon of choice, not a good idea.
Dixon kicks to Jeter. And the rebound goes to Pau Gasol. Gasol's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Well, last time Mike Brown coached in the NBA was the 2010 Cavaliers. LeBron James' last year with Cleveland. And Mike Brown had a pretty good record with the Cavs. He even won Coach of the Year in 2009.
Here's Jeter, guarded by Kobe. Evans, left side, picked up by Artest. Lets it go from the wing. A rebound by the Lakers. We're getting back to Brown for just a second. Clark, a couple of 60-win teams under his watch, while in Cleveland, of course, LeBron James was there with him.
Yeah, exactly, and that bodes well going forward. He was not able to translate those 60-win seasons into a championship. There are a lot of factors that come into winning a championship. I don't think you can disparage Mike Brown at all because he did a terrific job in getting those teams to the level he got them to, and that experience will serve him well as he tries to help the Lakers win another championship.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Derek Carricker, he's checked in for Gasol. And Matt Barnes is subbed in for Ron Artest. Then for the Kings, Dante Green is checked in for Garcia. And it's Thornton in for Eugene Jeter. Now here's Evans. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Thornton, no good.
And, you know, Kobe Bryant, when he really exerts his energy, can still be a terrific defender. And when the Lakers need a stop, he's the guy they're going to put on the opponent's best player.
The Kings trailing this game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
They were very sloppy in that game. You look at the turnovers, and that's what cost them. Couldn't take care of the ball, and that really hurt them.
Guys, I'm telling you right now, I mean, you're not winning if you're turning the ball over on a regular basis. It just doesn't work. They don't go together, winning and turnover. Steve, I agree with you. I mean, Kobe can be a lockdown defender. I mean, that's certainly been shown throughout his career. Even as his athleticism has diminished with age, his intelligence and competitive spirit are really what make him special.
Here's Evans. Following the basket by Kobe Bryant. Evans' shot is good. And that ties it up.
Good job using his speed advantage to create the separation he needed for the shot.
Character.
Mind it.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
The second person, second team. At the line for the Lakers.
Csak egy büntetőt dobhattam, majd nincs kettőben.
Taking 2 shots.
That one is off. Jason Thompson, who's checked in for the Kings.
Nem igazodott ki lehet egy, most mikor kell elengedni ezt a kibaszott.
No good on the second free throw.
Korai volt, de...
On offense, here are the Kings. Green passes to Evans. Thornton fires for 3. Gets it to go. Thornton's got his second bucket of the night.
Nice hot start for him here, making more than he's missed so far.
Kobe against Thornton.
Dob már el!
And a foul call on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. They get Jason Thompson.
Heads up play, preventing the easy layup.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, he saw it was a free layup, didn't want to give that up, so he fouled him to force free throws.
And that one misses. And the Lakers making a change here.
Meg vagyok átkozom vele gyűrűvel.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Even numbers. Evans kicks to Thornton. The basket good off the assist from Evans. Evans has got 3 assists tonight.
Boy, this is scary. You get a score rolling like this, you're in some trouble.
Yeah, you can't leave a guy like that on an island. I mean, you got to bring some help.
The scoring.
Eszi most már megint, hogy eljátszott megint azt a kibaszott hülyeséget, hogy megint ki kell lépnem a kibaszott Windowsba, mert valami basztatott. De át akarom ezt a kibaszott ugrani, ezt az átvezetett baromságorat, de az mint ilyenkor benyomott a baromságorat. Jézusom, kurva gecibe. Most már hát. Igyekeznék minél többet játszani, erre megbuzultatok. Jó, essünk már túláltam, ez a szert hülye szerzőjogos szene. Bazd meg. Azt nem tudom, ezt képen miért nem lehet ezeket átugrani, bazd meg. Két győzelem, 10 vereség, ebből az egyik győzelem úgy volt meg, hogy konkrétan leszimuláltam a meccsét. Nem erre statisztikára voltam kíváncsi. Légy már vissza a a geci. Most már hát bazd meg. Értem. Jó, de nem érdekel. Bazd meg. Escape-re nem reagál ilyenkor sose, bazd meg, hogy vissza akarok menni. Hiába Katinak, hogy segítség. Rá bazd meg, a szart se érek vele, hogy így fogalmazzak. Itt mindig azt érek, hogy 1-es, 2-es, 3-as, de kontrollerrel kibaszottul nem játszok billentyűzettel. Azt a kurva, geci. Ja, hát jó, hogy rájöttünk, hogy a jobb egér gombbal vissza lehet. Kösz. Nem ezt akartam volna, menjünk tovább már. Nem mindig rá lesz az egéres. Meglátszik egy konzolos portázat.
Hi and welcome. This is Damon Bruce and you're watching 2K Sports. And a terrific NBA season continues to take shape. It'll be the Sacramento Kings facing off against Kobe Bryant and the LA Lakers. It's the NBA. And it's next.
Greetings from Los Angeles, everyone. The Lakers have a Western Conference contest on their hands as they play this one here at the Staples Center. Looking forward to the weekend. Great to have you with us here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Glad to bring you the NBA. Take a look at the Kings. They're still looking to settle into the new season, working on improving their record with each opportunity to try to pick up some wins.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, this could be a long season for this team. There's not a whole lot of hope. The talent base isn't quite there. And I haven't seen anything to indicate that this is going to be a good team.
You know what, Steve? I'll temper that a little bit just because it's early, but I do think you're probably right. There aren't many indications that this team has what it takes to get things turned around. Certainly no evidence of that yet.
Now Sacramento starting five. Tyreek Evans out there with Eugene Jeter. Then there's Garcia. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Hickson in at the fourth. And for the Lakers, Howe and Bynum filling up the middle. Fisher and Kobe man the backcourt. And it's our 10th.
Well, the Kings really struggled last year no matter where they played. But they did better to win more games on the road than they did at home. That's kind of an interesting stat.
Going back to the Kings, they were so bad at home that just to be mediocre on the road would get them more wins.
Yeah, it was really a strange thing to see, Kevin. The Kings struggled so mightily in Sacramento, but I think some of the rumors about whether the team was going to be there, what ownership was thinking, all of that had to play a role in the struggles at home. It once was one of the best buildings and atmospheres in the NBA, and that certainly has not been the case in recent years.
And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there.
Well, you talk about that great front court depth for the Lakers. All that length, rebounding, their ability to really crash the glass. They were actually the 5th best rebounding team in the NBA last year in terms of rebounding differential.
Here's Fisher. Now here's Kobe. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2. That one's on Evans. And Steve, we're talking about that differential of 2.5 extra possessions in their favor because of it. And Clark, for the Lakers, already a very good team offensively. With that rebounding advantage, those extra possessions, more often than not, lead to a basket.
Well, they've got such tremendous size. When you look at Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum, you throw in Lamar Odom. I mean, those guys are long and really good rebounders at both ends, but particularly on the offensive glass. And, you know, anytime you get an offensive rebound, usually those defenders are scrambled, and you're going to be able to get a high-quality shot.
Itt így nem úgy van, mondom, a büntető dobálások be lehet, hogy gyakran gyakorlásba.
Second free throw, no good.
Now Kobe Bryant still chasing that 6th ring. If he ends up getting it, he would tie Michael Jordan. And of course, Michael was always a tremendous inspiration for Kobe Bryant. Even in transition, wide open threes, tough to pass up.
To end the run. And it's good on the way. Steve mentioned Kobe's still working toward those 6 rings. He's got 5 right now. But Kobe said, Clark, that, tying Jordan wasn't his motivation.
Do you believe that?
Well, I do think he wanted to help Phil Jackson go out in the right way. And that, of course, didn't work out.
Yeah, it did not work out. But I think it was a combination of factors. One, he obviously wants to do it because he wants to do it. But I don't think the Jordan piece is out of the equation and being one of the inspiring factors. That 6 one. I mean, quite honestly, he's shown that he wants to try to win it every year.
Well, he's always compared to Jordan. Why wouldn't it just be a natural feeling? Right. You can't fold him.
No.
We'll go to Doris Park, who spoke with head coach Mike Brown. What's the news there, Doris?
Kevin, when I asked him what his team is looking to accomplish on the offensive end, he said they'll be looking to make the extra pass. He told me with the shot blockers they are facing, they'll often come to help from the weak side, and they can go out of easy buckets if they know when they've left their man alone inside. Let's see if their guys make the right reads.
Thanks for getting back to us on that report, Doris. Guys?
It's really important not to be afraid of the defense over there. I mean, you can't be playing in a fearful fashion. You just got to pick your spots and execute.
Yeah, and be aggressive. You're right, Clark. You can't be intimidated by the speed and strength of this defense. You got to have confidence and take your shots when they're there and attack the lanes when you got an opportunity.
Left block shot on the way. Short, but gets the kind roll and goes in. Kobe's got his 3rd basket of the night. Kobe against Evans. There's the feed to Garcia. The 3. The rebound by the Lakers.
Guys, the focal point was not defense for the Kings last season. A lot of easy looks were gained by the opponents, and it resulted in them being one of the worst in the league in terms of field goal defense.
Now here's Kobe. He's got 6. 6 on the shot clock. Bynum. Soft touch off the glass.
That's right where they wanted to go with the ball on that possession.
Good observation, Clark. Bad D for Sacramento. You've got to begin someplace. And Steve, they don't even have a lockdown defender that I can think of off the top of my head.
No, and Kevin, they're so young that they don't really have a concept of team defense. So you would hope as a Kings fan that the experience that Sacramento's players have gotten the last couple of years will start to pay off and they'll grow to be a more well-rounded defensive club as a unit. Off to a really solid start. He's knocked down 4 of his first 5 shots.
Here's Jeter, averaging 8 points a game. Can't get it to go. And the Lakers go with it the other way. This is the 2nd time they've matched up against Sacramento.
Well, their shooting percentage was phenomenal. They were on the mark all night, and that was a game they earned with their offensive execution.
And Steve, it really did seem like there was a team-wide confidence they had at the offensive end. It was fun to watch.
So the Kings called timeout. They're first.
And when you ask anybody what sets Kobe apart as a player, more than anything else, they'll say it's his competitiveness. In fact, Lamar Odom, his teammate, said he's the most competitive player he's ever played with.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Lamar Odom is checked in for Bynum. Ebanks comes in for Pau Gasol. And it's Brown in for Derek Fisher. And then for Sacramento, Samuel Dallenberg, who's checked in for Cousins. And it's Thornton in for Eugene Jeter. Evans, a screen on Kobe. Evans against Brown. Brown against Evans. He kicks to Garcia. From outside the arc. Rebound the Lakers. Steve, when you talk about Kobe's competitive drive, it's one thing to compete on the court. But that drive, that competitive drive, Clark, also is what's driven him to develop his game off the floor.
And that's where the work really takes place, Kevin. I mean, the games are the fun part. It's the work that you put into it that allows you to perform at your highest level. And that's a big reason the Lakers have been so successful in his time with the team. I mean, when your best player is also your hardest working player, we hear that all the time, but it's true. It's a fact. It's reality. everyone on the team has to step it up or look like a slagger or a slugger. And that's not going to fly, particularly with a franchise like the Lakers.
Have you ever played athletics all your life? Have you ever been around a great athlete who wasn't the hardest worker on any team at any time?
No, you wouldn't be. You would see tremendous talent, not realize his potential, but the ones that get the most out of their God-given abilities, not only are they gifted, but they also really work at it.
And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points.
Ez egy-kétre nem ért.
The NBA season continues to take shape. Rudy Gay
Jobban
and the Memphis
érgesen a gába, az meg nincs. Nem már! Valahogy a baszódjál meg, hát. Még a vezetek 3 ponttal megint megbozultatod. Kibaszottul nem akartam végignézni ezt a kibaszott átvezetek, gondolom át akartam ugrani, az meg azt megint be. Mocsok vagy. Tudod mit? Jó, elegem volt. Állítsd már azt